Hello everybody and welcome back to our IELTS lessons. Today we are going to talk about IELTS grammar. Mastering IELTS grammar is crucial for your speaking and writing skills, but understanding grammar well will also impact positively on your listening and reading skills. So let's explore some of the effective strategies to improve IELTS grammar. We'll also talk about some common IELTS grammar rules which are tested in the IELTS exam, and in the end I'll also provide you some essential tips to use IELTS grammar correctly. So let's get going, but before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already, and also don't forget to click the bell icon. And let's talk about how to improve your IELTS grammar rules. Study grammar rules. That means learn basics of grammar such as tenses, parts of speech, sentence structure. These will be really essential for you in the beginning, and then reinforce it through grammar exercises. So you should do quizzes, exercises, so that you should put into practice what you learn. And also identify your weaknesses. Maybe you are not putting S and ES correctly when using present simple tense, or you are not using let's say third form of the verb when you are making perfect tenses. So learn what are your weaknesses and then put them into practice. Also read as much as you can. Read books, articles, newspapers, because by reading you will see how grammar is used in context. So learn the rules and see them being used in books and different kind of reading material, and also pay attention to different types of sentences. For example, sentence types such as simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. In IELTS, examiners check your grammar and check your English. If you can provide a variety of sentences, that means you know sufficient English, and you'll definitely score high on IELTS grammar, and of course it will impact your overall score as well. And also watch educational content such as watch TED Talks, or there are YouTube channels which are educational, so watch them. Watch documentaries also which are in English. And why you should do it? Because you need to absorb grammar naturally. So if you read more, if you listen more, then you'll be absorbing grammar naturally. You won't have to work hard on that. And in the beginning, pay attention to accuracy. So you should focus on accuracy, which means your sentences should be correct grammatically when you speak or write, and then gradually you can also build your speed. But don't worry about speed in the beginning, especially in writing, because you have to finish the task in 1 hour, and you have to write 150 words for task 1 and 250 words for task 2. But don't worry about that in the beginning. During your practice sessions, pay attention to accuracy. You must get sentences right, and then you can go on building your speed also. And finally, get feedback from IELTS tutor who can address your specific grammar weaknesses or your weak points. So find a good teacher who can help you also. Let's now learn about common IELTS grammar rules. Subject-verb agreement. So you need to ensure that subjects and verbs agree in number and person. For example, the cat eats fish. You will not say the cat eats fish, because that will be a wrong sentence. So learn where to put S and ES when it comes to present simple tense. Or similarly, one common mistake we normally make is one of my friends are coming. So you are talking about one friend, so one of the friends is coming. So you need to learn how subject and verbs agree in numbers and person. And secondly, tenses. So use tenses appropriately, correctly. Understand what time you are talking about and then use the tenses appropriately. For example, I went to the store yesterday. You cannot say I go to the store yesterday. It won't express the time properly. So use tenses properly. And also use pronouns appropriately, which means they should also agree with people and object. For example, she gave the book to me. Now this is a correct sentence, but if you say she gave the book to I, that will be incorrect usage of pronoun. So learn the rules of using pronoun and use them appropriately. Also use adjectives with nouns and use adverbs with adjective, adverb or verbs. So understand where adjective is ruled and understand where adverb is used. And also learn more about conditional sentences, because if you use variety of sentences structure in your speaking, in your writing, you'll definitely score high on IELTS score. But if you use same type of sentences, then you are not using or you are not showing grammatical range and accuracy. So use learn about conditional sentences. For example, if I heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. So you use in first or zero conditional, you use both of the sentences are in simple tense, but in first conditional, one sentence will be simple and the other will be future simple. For example, if I study hard, I will pass the exam. So you can see that first sentence is present simple, the second one is future simple. So learn the rules of first conditional, second conditional, and also third conditional sentences also, because that they will demonstrate your grammatical range. So follow these rules. Practice more employing these rules, applying these rules, so that you should start using them naturally. Let's now learn a few more common IELTS grammar rules. For example, you need to learn how to use a, an, and the. So that means you have to master the use of indefinite and definite articles. You know, when we are talking about common things which we are not specifying, we use a with common things, and we'll use the when we are referring to particular things or specific things. For example, let's see this sentence. I saw car in street. Is it correct sentence? Of course, it sounds incorrect. So we'll say I saw a car in the street. So we are making the street particular. I mean, we are referring to a particular street, and we are just talking about car, which means any car. Or now look at this example. He went to park and enjoyed nature. Is this correct sentence? Of course not. So he went to the park. So it's a specific park and enjoy the nature. So with natural objects, with unique things, we put the also. So you need to learn where to put definite article and where to put indefinite article and practice them well, because as non-native speakers of English, these articles do not come to us naturally. We don't use them naturally. We need to learn them and practice them so that we shouldn't make any mistake, or we don't make any mistake. And also learn conditional sentences, zero conditional, first conditional, second and third conditional. Learn them and use them appropriately. We just talked about zero and first conditional, so we'll now talk about second conditional and third conditional. So second conditional is used for hypothetical situations in the present or future. For example, if I won $1 million, I would buy a house, right? Or third conditional, which is used for hypothetical situations in the past. For example, if she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. So learn these different types of conditional sentences, because if you use them, you can demonstrate your grip on grammar, and of course, as a result, you will score high band in your IELTS exam. And also learn relative pronouns. So learn what are the pronouns which are used for defining objects or things, or what are the pronouns which are used for non-defining things and objects. For example, defining relative clause will be something like that: the book that I bought yesterday. So I'm talking about book, and I'm also defining which book I'm talking about. So we are using the with it also. So there are also non-defining relative pronouns. For example, my sister who works in London is coming to visit us. So I'm giving additional information, but I'm not necessarily defining it. So you need to learn different types of relative pronouns. You can't master grammar in 1 or 2 days. So give yourself some time, be patient, be consistent. So learn these rules, and I'm sure you'll score really high on your IELTS grammar if you master these grammatical rules. Now let me provide you a few tips for using IELTS grammar correctly. Read widely, so engage with various English texts to observe grammar in context. So read newspaper, articles, journals, see how grammar is used in context. So whatever you have learned, and see how it's used, observe that, start analyzing it also. That will help you a lot. Use grammar checker. There are so many these days. MS Office also gives us built-in grammar checker, so use that also. Or Grammarly is another application software that helps you in correcting your grammar. So apply them, use them, learn the pattern of your mistakes. It's really important that you learn what type of mistakes you are making, so and then start working on them. So if you can't identify your own mistakes, so maybe a teacher can help you. Find a good teacher who can assist you in checking your IELTS mistakes, IELTS errors, and then will help you accordingly, or will give you personalized feedback, personalized guidance. So get a good tutor who can help you, and also practice writing and speaking. Practice as much as you can. Apply grammar knowledge in writing essays and engage in speaking activities, right? So find a partner with whom you can practice grammar, and if you can't find, then you can record yourself and listen also, and see how you are going and what type of mistakes you are doing. Self-correction can also be possible and can also be a huge help, but then finding a partner can probably be more helpful. So see what works for you, and then start applying strategies which help you in understanding grammar well. Here are a few more tips for using IELTS grammar correctly. So avoid complex structures. So keep it simple. Use simple grammar structures that you are confident in. So you must know what type of sentences you are writing. If you are writing compound, simple, complex, or compound complex sentence, or conditional sentence, so always know what type of sentence you are writing. That will help you, that will give you confidence. So do not write lengthy sentences that you cannot handle. And also check your writings carefully before submitting it. So do not straight away give your draft after writing it. Always check your works for grammar and spellings or any other errors before submitting it. So proofreading can really be difficult. We are not used to doing it, but you must get used to it, because you have to score high on IELTS exam. So proofreading can help you in giving better score. Stay confident. You have worked hard already, so now trust yourself, trust your knowledge, trust your preparation, and go to the exam hall with confidence. If you don't go with confidence, it could affect your IELTS score. So be confident and trust your preparations, right? And also get feedback. If you can find a good teacher who can check your mistakes, who can correct your mistakes, then that will be really helpful for you. So if you follow these tips, I'm sure you'll score really well on your IELTS exam. Let's now conclude what we have learned so far. Practice regularly and dedicate yourself to improving your grammar skills, right? Then remember common grammar rules and apply them accurately during the exam. And study hard and diligently to enhance your IELTS grammar skills, and incorporate all the tips that I have given you. And of course there are more tips also, so explore more, learn more about it. So if you follow these tips, I'm sure you'll score high on your IELTS exam. Good luck on your IELTS journey. I hope you'll do really well. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you'll learn something from this video. These are my social media platforms. You can connect with me on these platforms, and there are my contact details as well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it already. See you in another video. Thank you very much everybody. Take good care and bye.